Welcome everybody, we're in Ashland, Wisconsin. Chequamegon Bay is right behind me. We've been here trying to find multi-species, and you know what? It's an easy thing to find on that bay. In one day alone, 7 species of fish caught by about 5 anglers. We've got what you want. Great shopping, great accommodations, great bait and tackle, all kinds of options in Ashland, Wisconsin. As we get ready to attack a JTtv episode, we already covered an inland lake that you knew about, and we got some smallmouth on that. But what we really wanted to do was find as many species of fish as we could on Chequamegon Bay. Now, some years you get really good ice and we could go out quite a ways, but we wanted to target as many species as possible. Tell us how you found the spot in the bay that we could do this, and what is that really consist of for structure?
Basically, we're just on a big, expansive flat. I mean, the key out here is find the bait, which are smelt. I mean, this time of the year, every species out here is going to be chasing them. If you venture deeper than we were, you do run into a chance of getting into lake trout, but we weren't quite out into that water. But we had all the warm water species around, plus trout, salmon, I mean, brown trout, splake, coho, salmon, northern pike, perch, smelt. I mean, we could run into whitefish and herring. We hit like 7 species of fish on this trip, and to do it in one area like that, pretty amazing. Does it get much more than the 20-foot deep that we were in? Where we were at, about another 1.5 miles across towards the Washburn side of the lake. It's a channel, it drops. I mean, there can be 30, 40, 50, you can go as deep as about 70 feet on that side.
Pretty neat to be able to go to one place like this in a beautiful city like Ashland or Bayfield, and to be able to stay on a flat just like that and catch what I think in one day for sure 7 species of fish. And we weren't 200 yards from where we started, and we hit everything from panhandlers, rogues, gold diggers, snares, black rains, and we went from smelt, about the size of French fries,
about it,
to a brown trout that probably flirted with 8 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's 10 hook sets, 10 different fish. You don't know.
I'm pretty jealous of you, dude.
Thank you.
we get to see what it's all about in Ashland, Wisconsin, right here on JTtv. Fish! Chad, what do we got? Smallmouth. That's a good fish. There we go. Good fish. Just about here. Come up, smoke that one. Leech flutter spoon. Smaller guy, but decent fish.
Yeah, and the good part is we're catching these smallmouth on this lake in nice shallow water. so we're not doing any harm or damage to them.
There you go.
And they're really fun and aggressive in the winter, and you don't think of it much.
No, they're fairly aggressive today, and we're in anywhere from 9 to 12 feet of water. Just real aggressive bite, lots of fun. They come up, smoke it right off the bottom. So beauty. Let that one go and
Playing football.
playing football. If you're not careful, I'm going to tackle you, so just be careful there, okay, buddy?
Easy.
Easy. Listen there.
Defensive backfield and offensive linemen
Listen, you
don't
didn't
mix.
even get off the line. Are you kidding me? You couldn't even get off center.
All right,
Pulling guard, whatever.
Grandpa, sit back on your snowmobile
Look, I
and
was up
fish.
first. We're just looking for boulders, bigger boulders down here right now. We've kind of got everything drilled out on top, and pretty much we're looking for kind of those basketball-sized boulders is what we're after. The fish are kind of down in there in the rock, and the bite's been a little bit slower here this morning, but should pick up with the sun coming out, and we're hoping to find a few fish.
Good, good fish.
Good fish.
Good fish.
I got the deucer.
Yep.
Looks like he's doing a little bulldogging.
That's a little extra.
Got a little attitude.
Ready? Careful. Watch them hooks, they're
I
sharp.
got him. There we go. There we go. Nice fish.
Thank you.
Very good, Andy. Got him.
Yep.
Andy, what kind of structure is here?
It's a narrow rock ridge, I guess you could call it. It's got a ton of big boulders on it. I mean, there's a few boulders on this hump that are the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, I would say.
Oh, look at the color in him.
Yeah, that's pretty in that sun. But it drops off real quick to the main lake basin, and it's a mud basin on the far side. Behind us is mud. It drops to 14 feet, and that's just a mud flat. And I don't know exactly what the purpose is that the fish are using this particular structure, but there's multiple humps in the lake that are the same. But they're missing something. The fish just don't use them. I've been on every piece of structure in the lake. There's about 8 other humps that are similar, but nothing's on it. There we go.
That's a good fish, dude.
Yeah, good fish.
I'm gonna get your deucer. There you go. Nice fish.
Yeah. Good time.
Take your time. It's a good fish. Oh yeah.
Got it?
Oh, come on now. Bobbing in the hole. Bobbing in the hole. So what'd that fish do that time?
I dropped it down, made it halfway down, and it vapored off the bottom and just smoked it.
So kind of, these fish slid off a little bit then off of the top, then,
Well,
didn't they?
Yeah, I mean,
Beautiful
just
fish.
slightly deeper. We got the 18-foot basin edge dropped right behind us here, but
So they just slid kind of off the top and
yeah,
right down onto the edge, and that's where we found them this time. So awesome fish, beautiful.
let her go so she doesn't
Get her back in. All right, dude, again.
Thank you.
Tag team.
We get to see that one again, maybe when she's another 3 inches longer.
Yeah, you had a bunch of marks on there too, didn't you?
Yeah, there's more fish on
There's
stream.
more fish. So,
So-
all right, we'll get back at it. Awesome, Andy. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Fish.
Good fish. That's right, that translucent.
Yep. No, you did. Yep. Good job. Fish.
Here it comes.
Nice fish. There you go. Right on.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Because you are like schooling Chad and I. There's 2 of us here today, Chad and Chad. We're getting schooled by Andy. So what are you doing today?
Oh, usually when they come in, I'm fishing 2 feet off bottom. I'm ripping it pretty aggressively. If they come in, they hang out below me, they don't want to come up and hit it, I'll take and crash it to the bottom, shake it on the bottom, and then I slowly work it up past them. And this guy couldn't take it. I got up about 2 feet.
So you're just kind of using the bottom a little bit to draw them in, extra
Yeah.
sound, and
Yep, you get that little extra.
yep, bang it
drop
real
it down,
hard.
Rattle
Yep.
it, throw some silt, get them fired up.
Yeah, beautiful fish. So,
Been doing really good out here for me every trip out here.
well, you are schooling us today. Great job, Andy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome fish. Here we go.
Here we go.
Good fish, Chad.
Digging a little bit on the rogue. I got the 32-inch and fishing smallies in northern Wisconsin. Hang on, let me get him up. Oh, there we go. Not a bad one.
Beauty.
Yeah, these things are fun, and Andy Schutte's been on this bite in northern Wisconsin. We're not far south of Superior, and got a nice little inland lake, and he found this nice shallow hump of rocks, and we're catching these bronzebacks in 9 to 12 feet of water, and they're great because they just dig in deep and they fight. They're fun. We're not keeping them out of the water but 15 seconds, and I just went to the single hook presentation on little rattling bait, and that rogue just did the trick. Good fight, good fish. Yeah, Z-Viber on there, and that little rattle just brought him in, and we've been doing pretty good.
Hi, I'm Chad Cummings from the JT Outdoors Pro Staff with your pro tip. Today I want to talk about the nebulous. We just got done filming a show in Ashland, Wisconsin on Chequamegon Bay. One of my good friends, Jim Hudson, died on that ice in 2013. One of the things that I've had to do just to do this shoot was get past my fears of that ice. One thing that helps me do that is the safety feature of a nebulous, knowing that I have this device on my snowmobile no matter where I'm at, for my family, for my peace of mind, because there is no safe ice ever. So the nebulous provides me a locked-on solution and clamped, strapped to my frame, a device that I can rip the cord. A flotation device pops out. It will float 1,000 pounds and has a raft-like ability to it. So it will float my machine, and I can climb inside to get out. The nebulous is a piece of safety equipment that, whether you're on an ATV, a UTV, or a snowmobile, that every ice angler, in my opinion, should have. There is no safety out there that costs this little. So for a little over a $500 investment, your peace of mind is there on ice anytime you need it with a nebulous. That's my pro tip on JTtv. Well, we're done with the inland lake and it's time to transition. We're in Ashland, Wisconsin at River Rock Inn and Bait Shop with Scott, the owner, and it's time to load up on some bait and tackles so we can go hit the famous Chequamegon Bay and see just how many species we can find. And Scott, you got a real nice shop here. You got beautiful accommodations for places to stay for anybody that's coming to angle, snowmobile, or just to sightsee. Tell us a little bit about Ashland and what a person can expect.
Well, coming to Ashland, we got lots of everything to offer for winter outdoor enthusiasts. I mean, we got the best of fishing. Lake Superior, ice fishing in the bay, great place to come. And we got some great events going on all the time up here. Second week in February, we got the book across the bay. We got ice racing when the conditions are appropriate. Sometimes we even have an ice road going from Bayfield to Madeline Island. This year, unfortunately, they got the ferry running across the bay. Across from Bayfield to Madeline Island. They are driving vehicles out on the ice for ice fishing. Beauty out here. You can put a hole in the ice out here, catch 5, maybe 7 different types of species. You can catch a perch to a sturgeon out of the same hole. You can catch a northern pike, to walleye, and I think you guys would be excited to see how many fish you can catch in one day.
Well, we thank you for the accommodations. Thank you for having all the bait and tackle that we need. And I want to remind people to stop in and see you. You're right on the main drag as you come by Chequamegon Bay. River Rock Inn and Bait Shop.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming.
So we're catching a few smelt to eat tonight and just a few for bait to run on some snare rod setups to cover ice out here. We're just fishing off a big flat along the break line, and it's about 22 feet, and the bait are just stacked in here along this edge.
Describe where we're at, Andy, in Chequamegon Bay.
We're off of what's known as second landing. It's basically a huge flat. We're basically chasing schools of smelt. That's where the smelt are, is where the predators are. And we landed on a good spot here. First drop, and we're on fish.
How's it feel, Brad?
Feels like pretty good fish.
Looks like a good fish.
Just about to your barrel a few times, and then she
Yeah,
runs. Bubbles.
big brown.
Is it?
Yeah, big brown.
Nice.
It's a really good fish.
What do you got? What did you use for a setup here?
Have a 5/16 ounce slender spoon, gold and green,
Yeah, good colors.
tipped with a waxy and chunk of beaver tail.
Nice.
Waxy and a beaver tail. Oh yeah.
It's good fish. There's a good brown.
No.
Let them fight it out at the bottom.
Just about.
Hey, good fish.
Yeah. That's nice, man.
That's beauty.
That's a great one. Nice. I got something messing with me, and oh, right here.
Got him.
Are you kidding me?
Nice grab.
Little coho salmon.
Big Superior candy right there. That's about the best eating you're
Oh,
gonna find
wow.
up here.
Look at the scales come off of it.
Yeah, that's a real good indicator on identifying them. They got a forked tail and the scales come off like nothing.
Wow. That came absolutely out of nowhere.
Them are the good ones.
I mean, it was just a flying streak up my Vexilar. I have no clue what it is. I don't know that it's the biggest thing in the world, but
Pike.
oh, wow, did that thing fly.
Chequamegon Bay pike.
Straight
Pretty.
up and just hammer time.
Fish on.
I'll get you juicer, Andy. All right. What do we got there?
The barrel. Oh, you gotta love it. Sundown bite. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh,
Blake.
Splake.
beautiful. little-
Sweet. That's gotta be. How many species of fish have we caught?
Splake, brown trout,
Coho salmon.
coho salmon,
Smelt.
smelt,
Northern pike.
northern pike,
Perch.
and
Perch.
perch, and then we've had
Smallmouth bass.
inland.
Yep.
So, kind of a fun trip for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a grab bag up here for sure.
We're in Ashland, Wisconsin, and on top of 7 species of fish or whatever we've caught, talk about just a beautiful city,
Awesome
very
scenery.
hospitable people. Thanks to River Rock
Yep.
Bait and Inn, because that's where we're in at.
Yeah.
We're
Great
sleeping
cabin. It's
at
awesome.
a beautiful
Yeah,
cabin, and
gorgeous.
they've got lodging in town too, right
Yep.
by the bait shop.
Yep, they've got a bunch of rooms there they rent out.
I picked up some spoons, caught a pike, caught a coho, on some tackle we got there. We got some bait there. Just really nice stuff. We had a good steak in town. Ashland has a lot to offer, and to be able
Yeah.
to take a fishing trip and one day catch 7 species of fish amongst just 4 or 5 guys, that's a pretty neat thing to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
It's literally you can make the 10 hook sets and you're gonna end up with 10 different species some days. You don't know if it's going to be something this size. It might be something that's 10, 12, 14 pounds. You don't really know what's coming out here.
The neat part about it too, if you take a look at it, we've all tried and done different things. So you've had a gold digger, we've had black grains, panhandlers,
Shiver
out,
sticks we were catching
shiver sti-
smelt on. We've used everything in the arsenal just about.
We've got hot boxes going and snare rods. We've had the entire JT lineup. We've had people from Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin all coming together in a great little trip with great people. And go ahead.
I'm gonna let 'em go.
Yeah, let that
Lots
fish
of
go.
fun. Lots of fun.
It's been a neat thing. I want to thank you, Andy, for telling us.
Oh, we got another one going here.